Historical context is the background information that helps explain why events, ideas, or actions happened the way they did in the past. It includes things like the time period, social conditions, beliefs, and important events happening at the time. Understanding historical context means looking at the bigger picture so we can better understand a specific moment or decision. Without context, things from the past can seem confusing or be misunderstood. Now that we know what it means, let's look at how historical context is used. Historical context is used in many areas, like reading literature, studying history, or analysing speeches and documents. In history classes, it helps explain why certain events happened when they did. In English classes, it helps readers understand why characters act a certain way, or why authors write about specific topics. It is also used in the arts to understand the meaning behind paintings or music from different time periods. In all of these subjects, historical context helps us connect ideas to real events and people from the past. Now let's look at some examples. One example of historical context is learning about the social and economic conditions of a country before studying a major law or reform. Another example is understanding the culture of a time period before reading a novel set in that era. A third example is looking at what was happening in science and technology when a big discovery was made. These examples show how background knowledge makes the main topic clearer and more meaningful. Now let's look at why historical context is important. Historical context is important because it helps us avoid mistakes when interpreting the past. It gives us a clearer view of what people were thinking, feeling, and facing at the time. It also helps us see that events don't happen in isolation. They are shaped by what came before and what was going on around them. Understanding historical context makes learning more accurate and helps us think more deeply about why the world is the way it is today. Now let's look at some limitations of using historical context. One limitation of historical context is that it can sometimes be incomplete. We might not have all the facts about a time period, so our understanding could be one-sided or based on guesses. Another limitation is that it can be easy to assume that people in the past thought just like we do today, which can lead to misunderstandings. A third limitation is that focusing too much on context might make us excuse actions that were harmful or unfair. Even though historical context is useful, it must be used carefully and along with other ways of thinking.